If you think a balcony is too small to grow anything meaningful, if you've ever looked at wilted plants and asked yourself, am I just wasting my time? If you've uploaded dozens of videos, stayed consistent, tried your best, but your channel is still stuck, barely growing, not getting recommended, then this video is not here to hype you up. This is a real story about a very small balcony, about plastic bottles most people throw away, about frustration, doubt, and quiet moments of wanting to quit. And about today, when I'm harvesting tomatoes, kohlrabi, cabbage, and lettuce right here, in a place I once believed could never grow food. My balcony isn't big. There's no backyard, no garden soil, just a few square meters of concrete, harsh sunlight, strong wind, and a lot of limitations. When I first started growing vegetables, I wasn't dreaming of abundance. I just wanted one thing, to eat a little cleaner, a little safer, from something I grew myself. But reality showed up very quickly. Plants died. Seeds never sprouted. Leafy greens grew a few leaves, then turned yellow. Tomatoes flowered and dropped everything. Lettuce burned under the sun. There were mornings when I stepped onto the balcony, stared at the pots, the dry soil, the drooping leaves, and quietly asked myself, maybe I'm just not made for gardening. What I didn't understand back then, and what no one really told me, is this. A balcony is not a small version of a garden. If you treat balcony gardening the same way you treat ground gardening, failure is almost guaranteed. Concrete reflects heat, water drains too fast, the soil dries out constantly, and there's almost no natural microbial life to help plants recover when they're stressed. I lost a lot of plants before I finally accepted that truth. So I stopped trying to fix everything at once. I didn't buy fancy pots. I didn't buy expensive soil. I looked around my house and started with what everyone throws away. Plastic bottles, water bottles, cooking oil bottles, soda bottles. I cut them open, poked holes, and hung them along the railing. They didn't look pretty. Some people would probably call them messy or cheap. But those ugly bottles saved my garden. They were light, they drained well, they were easy to control, and they turned out to be perfect for leafy greens. And the first plant that didn't betray me was green onion. I planted green onions in plastic bottles. No complicated techniques, no special treatment, just sunlight, water, and no waterlogging. For the first time in weeks, I saw real green on my balcony. Not survival green, healthy green. That's when something clicked. If you want abundance, you don't start with plants that break your confidence. You start with plants that forgive you. I also made a mistake that almost everyone makes at the beginning. I tried to grow everything at once. I bought seeds, planted them all together, cared for them the same way, and hoped everything would magically work. What I got instead was a balcony full of plants that were half alive, half giving up. Over time, I learned to slow down. Leafy greens get rotated. Fruit plants are fewer but receive more attention. At any moment, I only focus on 2 or 3 types of plants. No overload, no rushing, no pressure to have it all. Tomatoes were the hardest. Lots of flowers, no fruit, healthy leaves, empty stems. At one point, I honestly thought tomatoes just weren't meant for balconies. But I didn't quit. I switched to deeper containers. I watered less, but improved airflow. I fed lightly, but consistently. And then one day the first fruit stayed. It wasn't big. It didn't look like supermarket tomatoes, but it was mine. And I kept it alive all the way to ripeness. Kohlrabi and cabbage were plants I never believed I could grow up here. Everyone says they need open ground, wide space, deep soil. I believed that too, but I still tried. Short cycle varieties, deep containers, no heavy feeding, just steady moisture. The day the kohlrabi started swelling, I stood there for a long time. Not because it was big, but because I realized how much more I understood plants compared to before. Today, on this small balcony, I harvested tomatoes, kohlrabi, cabbage, and lettuce. It's not farm-level abundance, but it's enough for my family. And more importantly, it's enough to tell me that I'm finally moving in the right direction. I want to be honest about something else too. I've made 69 videos, and I have just over 100 subscribers. There were days I felt discouraged. Days I thought about stopping. Then I realized something important. I was trying to make videos for the algorithm, not for real people. When I stopped pretending to be an expert, when I started sharing failures, doubts, slow progress, when I stopped teaching and just started telling the truth, people stayed longer. Comments felt real. the connection felt human. If you're growing vegetables on a balcony right now, I won't promise abundance, but I do believe your effort isn't wasted. Start small. Start with plastic bottles. Start with green onions and lettuce. And give yourself time. We don't grow food just to eat. We grow it to keep a slower rhythm in a world that keeps moving too fast. If you're watching this and you're trying, just like I am, leave a comment. You don't have to show results. Just say this: I'm still growing.